Okay, so hello, I'm here again, and I'm on this camera, so I'm really hoping that there isn't the same like audio situation that the other computer has. This is reliable right here, so I don't think we're gonna have any super heavy processor sounds coming through on this one. So yeah, so what is up? Um, yeah, I don't know where to start, but I think just in general, um, artistically, I guess speaking, um, things are moving along. I think I talk about art the most because it's like that thing that I have like I don't know, I guess it's just maybe I just enjoy talking about work. I don't know. Or maybe it's not work. I don't really know how to phrase it, like is it work? Um but I don't like to put that kind of category to it because then it, could feel like the same kind of like thing that you don't want to do and I do want to do it. So, I'm really excited about starting grad school. Um I'm really really excited about that. It feels like I'm going to, be at the right place, at the right time. So, in the meanwhile, I'm just finishing up the course that I'm in now, which is, I mean, I gotta be real, it's going well, like, because I get to these points of, like, I guess having any kind of breakthrough, but honestly, like, I really just haven't been able to complete the assignments properly, like, not at all, and I don't get it, like, I mean, fundamentally, I just don't get it. And it's like I watch tutorials on things, and it's like I'll learn stuff, but it won't help where I am. So, like, what I'll have to do is just, I think, start the project that I've been working on for this class over because I've reached this point where there's problems within the object. And what it is like I'm building, well, it's not nearby, but it's this, it's a little mini notebook and it has two rings in it. And I'm trying to build it in a 3D modeling software environment. And what I did was I created like it went from like being like a straight edge like rectangle, like a matchbox, to having like rounded corners. But when you put those corners in to be rounded, it creates segments. And I didn't do it properly, and I created like hundreds of segments or something where I should have like nine. And I spent like a day, like the last time I sat down to do it, like I spent like that amount of time just looking up tutorials and trying to find within the software just to how to do it. And the professor, she told me it was an easy fix, and I'm like, easy for who? It's not me. I don't understand why I'm having such a hard time, but I don't know. So I was just thinking like I'm gonna be so thrilled to be in classes that I can do well in. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm in like a figure drawing class or paint, you give me anything with that, I'm gonna be okay. Like this is like I just don't even know where I don't even know. I mean, I did this tutoring session and the girl was like describing like what to do. My tutor was describing like online, it's all like online. And she made a good point. She's like, well, how do you know what to ask if you don't know what you're asking? And I was like, exactly. I was like, I have this thing in my mind that I need to do, but I don't even know how to look up how to do it because I don't know what it's called. And I'm reading the book and I'm going through these tutorials that are assigned for class, and it's hilarious because this person, like I guess the narrator or the person who does the videos for class that we watch via YouTube, the person goes so fast, you know, and he skips steps and all this kind of stuff, and you can't write comments. The comments are disabled. It's just like a video for class. And so you can't carry that really into like a tutoring session, and you really can't ask specifically to the professor, like, I don't know. So I'm going to have another go at it pretty soon. Not tonight, maybe tomorrow or the next day. But like at this point, I'm just trying to like make any kind of progress that I could. You know, I felt like a big badass because I have access to this super expensive software for the next few years, and I had it in mind like, oh, I'm going to get really good at it. I'm going to practice. I'm going to watch tutorials. And it's been like the biggest ego blow to like not be able to get anywhere with it. Like it's not even, it's beyond. And I've been using software for like so long, and I'm lost within this one. It's pretty interesting though. I mean, I like the challenge, and it's intriguing trying to figure this software out because I'm just like mind blown. It's totally not comprehensive. There's so many menu options and options to how your hotkeys are going to work, and then you have all these little windows and these little buttons, and you don't know what the buttons mean, and then it's really not easy to find what the button equivalent is within like the drop down menu, and then it has like all this geometry stuff because everything is like geometrical, you know, like you're making a sphere or I forget what it's called, but it's like an inner tube. It's kind of like a donut, like a 3D donut, you know. And don't make a sphere out of a sphere because you're going to run into problems later. You got to pretty much make a cube and smooth it out to a degree where it becomes round. Like, why? And then, I don't know, like, whatever, you know, so, but it's cool. But like, you know, I'm still working on my art stuff now. I think my challenge now is just to get like into like a better practice with portraits and to get organized with the completed pieces that I have. What else? Yeah, I'm not going to be stretching any canvases. I'm not going to be like doing that kind of thing yet. Right now I'm on like pieces of like canvas paper that are relatively small. I have like 2 more sheets of that left, and then I have like some relatively good paper that I can use, and then maybe from there I'll go and get like more canvas board, which is like the thin like pieces of canvas, but they're not like on a frame. Like I spoke about in like the last video, like of this sword, like I would like to, you know, like stretch my own canvases because it's really pretty. Like pretty, I don't know if it's the word, but it's really it looks really nice, you know, like professional, or more like artistic. I think that's the word. Like, because everything can look professional in the end, and some things may even frame like easier than others, like especially if they're like flat, like paper or the canvas board. But if I bought a canvas, it wouldn't really frame that well, and I really don't like the way that they look like out of the store and then hung on a wall. I prefer my canvases to have more of a thickness to them. For, you know, like an inch, like, but I like it to be like a deep canvas, like maybe 3 inches or 2, so something like in here, so when it comes off the wall, like you see like the side of the piece, and it looks more like art versus like a cheap canvas. It does look more like quality as well. Like the shallow ones are okay, but they use a very mechanical method of like using staples. Like you can tell it's machined. Whereas where you do staples at hand by hand, like, and you stretch, it's like what you do is like you have to like start with one point on the canvas. I'll use this as like my canvas. Like you start on one point and you're stapling here, but then you might have to go down here and then staple. And then you go like up here and then you go there. And then you're doing that, you know, kind of back and forth, and your staples aren't ever perfect. Like, at least not my technique. My staples will sometimes have like the wave in the top, or they'll be like kind of crooked. Like you try to make them straight, but sometimes they come out like, you know, that or something. That to me looks better than the like factory perfect lined staples. Plus you have like a nice, I use heavy canvas, like a nice heavy canvas, nice strong staples, nice strong wood. It's very heavy looking and nice. Like the other ones, they look as if like if the wind blew, it would just blow off the wall. And you know, it's cool like if those would be framed, but that would be like a really deep framing, like to frame something that's like on canvas, like unless you took it off. But those don't really take off well, because another thing is like I think they use like glue as well. I can't remember if I used glue. I don't think I used any glue to mount my canvases, so I don't remember ever using glue. I just use a hell of a lot of staples and folds, like fabric folds. So the piece I'm doing now is coming along pretty well. A little slow, but I really don't know what slow is. All I can think about is seeing like a beautiful finished piece and having all of these in this series like all finished. And so now I'm kind of like in this mode of having to like get over the challenge of being like impatient, and just like enjoy the process of the painting. I think no matter how long it takes. So that's not too much of a challenge, you know, especially since like when I'm working on a piece, I can only go for so long before like I get like tired, or if I start like messing up within the piece, like you know, it's like when your concentration, sometimes taking breaks is good. And I'm learning also like how to take breaks, you know, like taking breaks during like drawing. That's a little bit easier for me, because when I'm painting, all I can think about are my paints are still open, and I'm a little lazy with like taking them and putting them in the kitchen and taking my, you know, canvas and putting it away, because then I get into this process of being like in cleanup mode. And another thing is like cleaning brushes. Like I'm learning how long I can leave my brushes out before the paint starts to harden, because if I'm taking a break, like I don't feel like starting the cleaning process like before I take a break. I'd rather just like take one and have everything still set up, but paint does start to dry a little bit, and I don't like my brushes getting ruined. So, but another thing is that lately my sessions have been getting started later in the day, so that hasn't really left me a lot of time to need a break. So I haven't been taking them. I've just been reaching that stopping point of like, okay, that's enough. And what's been very productive has been like the effort towards like diligence, making sure that I paint like every day. That's a new thing. Not It's not like brand new. I've tried this before, but now it's like more serious and almost like I'm instructed to do this. Before it was kind of like a goal. So now it's a goal, but it's also like it's like a professional goal. So that's another thing. I'm thinking like making goal sheets, like at least journaling about goals and setting like I don't know if setting like time limits or like specific dates is a good idea, but I haven't been journaling, and that's a laziness thing. But I was thinking like, like vision journaling may be good, because I really want to have success and I really want to do what I need to do in order to achieve it. I'm just not sure if I'm doing things right. So I do think that school will help me with that. So I'm not sure what else. Yeah, not much else is happening. Just, I guess, getting used to the new year is a good way of putting it. Like, how things, I guess, getting used to the new mode or the new growth and discoveries that have happened even just since the year has started, and like keeping up like the momentum of things. Let's see if you can see my head a little bit more. But yeah, like exercise has been going well. Not necessarily to like lose weight. Losing weight would be okay, a little bit, maybe 5 pounds. Yeah, maybe 5 or 10 pounds, something like that. But really what I want to do is use, like be in motion. It feels a lot better because I do a lot of sitting. And I think another thing is that even though I'm not like an athlete anymore, like I think it's still in my blood that I need to work out and exercise. Like it doesn't feel right or normal for me not to exercise. Like I've never stopped stretching and doing like some kinds of calisthenics and stuff like that, but I'm thinking like workouts are just something I like doing. So I just do these little mobile app workouts, and they're like 15 minutes, and it makes a big difference, especially like now that it's like cold, or it was cold last week. But when I needed to get warm, like from being really cold, like I'm talking about like cold toes and blowing like hot air into my hands and stuff, like in my house, doing those exercises would make me completely warm, like instantly, and probably for like the rest of the night. My house isn't like super cold. It's just, I don't know what it is. I think the temperature dropped, but I didn't want to turn the heat on more because after a certain point it doesn't like really change much here because the heat blows out cold air. Well, the fan runs and the air that it pushes out feels cold, so then you have to like increase the heat by like some degrees, and I don't like that hot of a house too much. But feeling like frozen toes and stuff, I don't know why that happened, but the exercise just helped and it would just go away. And that's the blood flow kind of thing, I think, like I think my body is like the type that just needs to move and stuff, like, because I think I just process stuff like hot, like I sweat like a lot, I think, and like easily, and like in the summertime or when I'm walking and stuff like that, I think my body is just has like a, I don't know if it's a respiratory thing, but it just likes to process stuff, you know. So I just continuously drink water and do things like that. So I don't know if that's just the way that I am, or whether that's like a ex-athlete kind of thing, like having, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just something I think about. I think about like those types of things like all the time, even if it may not seem like it needs to be thought about too much, but I think it helps sometimes, you know. I'm over here looking, I don't know what I'm looking at. I think I was looking for some water because I'm thirsty, and all I have is like Arden's Garden. Oh my gosh. I don't want any green energy machine right now. And I have coffee, but I want water, but I don't have my water over here with me. So I just have to go get it. So otherwise, yeah, just gonna do the do today. Happy almost New Year. It's the Lunar New Year right now. So that's another reason, like I'm, you know, taking it relatively easy tonight, not doing any 3ds Max, maybe not painting, maybe just doing some easy sketching, reflect a little bit, you know, so celebrate. So I've been just in that mode today. So tomorrow is like the beginning of the new cycle, like officially. So that's awesome. Let's hope it goes well. I think so far so good though, don't you think? So I'm very happy. So with that, I'm going to go and continue the night, and yeah. So I will talk to you soon, and take care in the meanwhile, and bye.